Welcome back to the Pissed Up Ranch. A couple months ago, very popular video we did. I think maybe 50 of you watched it. Groundbreaking, riveting coverage. We drug home. We bought out a hot rod custom shop with the tools and some cool, interesting parts. Owned by our good pal Tom. And we left a couple things that we didn't really, well, there was a limit to the funds available and a few things that nice to have, but we're not willing to spend the money on. Not that time in that video. I mentioned that, Tom is selling out his old hot rod shop because he's moving out of state and didn't want to take any of it with him. He didn't have time for it anymore. He was done. He's moving on in his life. So he just recently reached out to us, basically with the, hey, I got a few other things for you if you're interested. And sold my house. I got to get rid of everything. I'll take whatever I can get. So we went over and we got 2 pickup trucks full of early Ford and other hot rod parts, and all the smalls and stuff, and yet another forklift. I don't know if we could afford to save money like this much more. Well, we're now lousy in Hemi. So we now have a second 354 Chrysler Firepower Hemi, first generation Hemi, 1956, the only model year for these engines. Somehow I now have 2 of them. We've got a mock-up for a 671 blower. Tubing bender, I already have one of these, but this one's already all set up. Ready to go, we can modify and do stuff with. That is a 283 Chevy small block. It is a very early one. It has the Rodders tube on it for the crankcase breather. So it's a very early block. I don't know what we're gonna do with it, but we got it, so it's cool. We got firewalls. We got Abe firewall, 32 firewall. We got parts of 32 firewalls, parts of Abe firewalls, dashboards. We got a lot of everything. So we're going to be going through this, unloading it, and taking a look at it. One of the biggest challenges is going to be where the heck are we going to put all of this stuff. So we've got what is conventionally known as a metric shit ton. The very last drags.
So I think you're mistaken that this is obviously an American standard shit ton.
Okay.
This is
10% less. So that's an improvement. It's a 10% improvement over what we were feared it was before.
That's right. Well, technically, there was another truck of this stuff, so that was 2 American standard shit tons.
Well, okay. So now, as you just saw in the previous bit, we had 2 trucks all loaded up. First one is already unloaded. It has actually been 3 days, and we're just getting around to unloading this one because yeah, we just got too much stuff. That's just the truth of it. Anyways, what was on the other truck, we have this high-end axle, chrome lightened, brand new with modern disc brakes hiding behind those fake drums, aluminum drums. So, you know, that's pretty cool. Not exactly what we're looking for, but that works.
Reproduction knockoff rims.
Reproduction knockoff rims.
Those are aluminum. They're supposed to look like the
magnesium, yeah.
With the beauty rings around the outside and everything.
That is, and we got the matching rear tires as well.
Yes.
Wheels, I should say.
The rear wheels don't have tires. We have tires in the front, so we have tires on the rears.
We picked up a tubing bender, which I already have that exact model. Just not, this one here is mounted on a convenient post, which is inconvenient because like you know, you need to bolt it down in the middle of the shop in order to use it, and then it's in the way. So need to figure out what we're going to do about that. Picked up this complete, in excellent shape, a little bit of pitting but not bad, 32 firewall. So that actually is a hell of a find. That is actually a really good find. We got a bunch of other firewalls which I'll cut to next.
This is one thing that I saw that we were there that I actually wanted.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of one of the things is he had a bunch of cool stuff and we bought it all, but that was the firewalls were that specifically, and the other firewalls were one of the things I was like actually wanted.
Yes.
Went ahead and put our best firewall, most valuable firewall up there under some cover. Now we got this Model A firewall, which is in really good condition. We got this partial 32 firewall with a data plate on it right there, which is unreadable, and this cut up, destroyed, mangled, obliterated 32 firewall. Felt these two here, felt that these two here were gonna be good down here because we've got this 34 truck cowl, which should on paper in theory is fairly similar to the 32 automotive car cowl. So we could start. So we also got that chewed up 32 car cowl for like for a roadster or coupe, and we can take those messed up firewalls and put them in those. Sheet metal we got a complete hood in excellent shape for a 32. We got a fender from and some Model A sheet metal or something. Okay, so this is a 32 fender. And we got the 36 hood here. Yeah. Or most of a 36 hood. There's the sides for a 36 hood. Yeah. Maybe the top somewhere. We also got, that's a parcel, a bunch of stuff for the Model A 5 window. The parcel rack that goes around the back window. That's part of the cowl setup for Model A. And then we got garnish moldings for the Model A 5 window. So got a couple drill presses. This one is set up, as you can see, to do notch tubes. This one here is set up to clean up the notch tubes. Sure, whatever. Now that is a 283 small block. It is actually set up with the road draft tube for pulling the emissions out of the gases out of the crankcase. So this is very much definitely very early 283. It predates PCV, which came with this pretty cool dual quad intake and the dual quads, and a magneto for a small block Chevy. So that's a pretty cool setup. Might be fun, quite honestly. Probably strip it all this stuff off this engine and put it on the 327 if we're going to do small block stuff. I like the valve covers too, and then we just put together this 283 and sell it as a 283 for someone who was trying to restore the 57 Chevy.
I was under the impression that that one is an actual Corvette 283. I don't know how we would verify that.
Yeah, so
the casting numbers were specific to Corvettes or what?
Yeah, and I would, yeah, we'd have to confirm that. I don't think the engine casting really cares whether it's going in a Corvette or not.
Well, I know by the 70s they had specific casting numbers for like the
certain Corvettes.
Yeah.
Most of the Corvettes just got standard small blocks, but the 4-bolt main high performance models, they would get the which actually I think it wasn't a specific to Corvette, because the pickup trucks, the heavy duty engine, the pickup trucks got the same base casting.
Yeah.
So, but and the elephant in the room, pun intended. We now got a spare Chrysler Firepower Hemi. And I say spare because it is the 56 354, the exact one we already have a running example of. This one here is not a running example. We don't know exactly what it needs to get running. It is missing a few things. You know, timing, cover, push rods. Some of the stuff is cam probably. Some of the stuff is in the boxes of stuff. We just got to find it and isolate it and toss it on here. Now, the intake manifold is a dual quad I picked up at Long Beach or Pomona swap meet some months back. Pomona swap meet. I got it from Manifold Man. So
he's in every one of our swap meetings.
He's in all of them. We always stop to talk to him. So, but I tossed it on there just because, you know, freaking cool. And so we now have this cute little Clark truck forklift. I guess it's called truck forklift because it fits inside the trucks. And yeah, you know, because you can never have too many forklifts. Now, this particular one was owned by the Pirelli Jones race team. That's the sticker on there. And so this little forklift has some provenance. I didn't know forklifts can have provenance, but there you go. And don't worry, I'm still twitchy with the controls with the other forklift. So now this one here has completely different controls. Okay, so this is a miscellaneous carburetor and Holobrand fuel injection stuff. So we got bowl gaskets for Hollies and oh my.
Gasket upon gasket.
I'm guessing that old Tom's granddad and dad never threw anything out.
That's why.
And they seem to be a little better organized than us because they've gone for a filing system beyond closest coffee can. Pretty piece for a Model A grill. That's pretty cool.
So this stuff that's
this is a little sand, we think. One of the great challenges of this is figuring out where to put some of the stuff because we're so tight on space. It's like we just toss it somewhere and forget about it. We kind of got to try and be a little more organized than we normally are. So we've drug our feet and just scratched the back of our heads, and those questioned our general sanity. I don't think we need to question that. There's none. To clean up your air out of your air compressor. Pretty heavy duty stuff. Buckets. So I think we're good on light buckets for a little bit. We have some, this is of course, you know, 59A 24 stud Ford. Here's a 8BA for 59A, depending if you knock these out, it's knock these out, it's a 8BA. If you leave them in, it's for 59A. 222 intake at Brock. We got some nice rubber Firestone with some 16-inch rims. We also got the rims that the additional rims for those aluminum knockoffs that are supposed to be like magnesiums. Got bits and pieces for a wood kit, plus a
Chevy 350 shorties.
Yeah, shorty for a small block Chevy. We just got piles and piles of random hardware. Because, yeah.
Questioning our sanity is the equivalent of questioning our romantic options, which is there's no point in questioning something that doesn't exist.
I resemble that remark. It's exactly, the box is correct. That's exactly what it is.
Got a set of these, what were referred to as high compression heads. If you take a look, they've been, some of this combustion surface is flush to the mating surface. This is very high compression. I don't know what type of ratio it would get, but we know that we don't want anything more than 8.5 to 1 on a flathead. It just doesn't, it's diminishing returns after that. You don't get anything out of it. Or at least, I don't know, I could be wrong. That's just what I read on the internet, and we all know how much we can trust the internet.
We have an ISKI cam here, which according to the box is for a small block Chevy, and the gear, the distributor drive does look correct. It does look like that. And then this one here, I don't know who made it, but it is for
it's a high-end cam. Actually, it was custom ground for this. Clay Smith Engineering.
Oh yeah,
It's an old one from back when they were still in Buena Park.
yeah. So
Clay Smith hasn't been in California for what, 20 years?
yeah, I don't know. So
Maybe 40.
that's for a 331 Chrysler Hemi firepower V8, which means it'll fit in our 354 if we so want to put it in our 354.
In theory, everything on the internet says it's the same basic block.
Yeah. So
But you know, gotta trust the internet, right?
internet.
The box is, the bottom piece is PVC, so it's not super.
Who's this? Zay?
I have no idea what that is. That was why I picked them up and put them back down. I don't know what they are. I just.
Any suggestions?
I know they're important, or else
No.
it wouldn't be.
You look like you got an idea over there. What do you think it is?
It's a piece of metal. We're gonna come across it on one of these cars that we're building, and we're like, oh, yeah, we need those, and we're not gonna know where we put them.
Yeah. What else? What's in here? I don't know. This is exactly what it says it is. It's an automatic shifter. It's for 4L. No, excuse me. 700 R4. So that's a good thing to have. That's pretty cool. Quad 2 intake for a Olds, because you know that's one hot rod motor we haven't got yet. Is it a fucking Olds? Okay, so there you go. We have managed to collect a hell of a lot more hot rodding stuff. So we went and we got a smoking hot deal on all this stuff. And a lot of it is smalls. A lot of it is the inevitable stuff that you end up gathering after you built a handful of cars. And it's just the leftover castaways. And some of it is valuable, some of it isn't. And there's stuff that is extremely valuable with a little bit of elbow grease and a few extra parts. So there you go. How you can get yourself to look like an old hand hot rodder is to buy out an old hand hot rodder when he's done old handing hot rods. And part of the deal, we ended up picking up yet another forklift because we need another forklift. We'll see where we go from here. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, give us a little thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Really appreciate it. Until next time, have a hot rodder hoarding mess of a day.